everyone. I get requests all the time for videos. Eric, do you have a video for this? Do you have a video for that? So in this case, I got a tanker from Joe. Joe's looking for a video on how to disassemble this. I said, Joe, send me the trailer. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to learn how, and I'll teach you to do it too. Let's do this. Okay, what we have here is, I don't know exactly what we have here. We have a Speedway tanker trailer, it looks like. Okay, this is a Speedway trailer. Let's get all our stuff cleared up here. Let's see what we have to work with. Okay, so this is a 1/64 scale Mack Pinnacle day cab is what the cab was that came with it, with a fuel tanker trailer. It's made by First Gear, and let's take it apart and see what we can do. I have yet to mess with one of these, so I'm kind of eager to see how these work. First thing we want to have on hand for this teardown is a parts bin, so we don't lose anything. And I always like to start with the very obvious, easy stuff, which in this case it looks like we have two Phillips head screws here we can take out, which will remove the rear tandem. So start with the easy stuff that's obvious. Okay. Put the screws in my parts bin. It looks like there's a tube. There's a tube right here that goes down and connects into another piece of plastic tubing that goes into the rear tandems. So let's see if we can take that out without breaking it out. So now what we'll do is we'll grab a small needle nose. See if we can just torque on that a little bit. And it looks like it was just glued in place. It was just glued in place. You can see a little pin right here that's got a half moon shape to it. Okay. And then these rear fenders, looks like they just pop out. Okay. And these are die cast. That is wonderful. They're not plastic. The rear fenders are die cast. Very nice. And I'm not exactly sure how far he wants me to tear this down, so since I don't know any better, we're just going to take it clear apart for the most part. Mostly because I want to see how everything works. Okay, so these rear mud flaps on the back are plastic, and there's two pins here and here that the plastic goes around. So I'm going to go in here with a little knife. I just kind of see if I can get underneath there and just, okay, let's break them. Fair enough. There we go. So if you get in between the die cast and the plastic toward the rear of the fender, it'll pop right out, and there's a little bit of glue on those. And then you can take the wheels off if you're inclined, and it looks like there's a plastic axle housing there to hold them in. Okay. Let's take a look and see what else we got here. It kind of appears everything else is glued in place. I'm not seeing any visible screws. There might be one hiding underneath the landing gear. Well, not knowing any better, let's start with these front fenders. Taking a little look at it, and I think that's going to be our next logical move. There is a fender right here that is held in place with the landing gear, and this probably snaps in here somehow. So we're going to go easily underneath the front fenders. I'm sorry, I misspoke. The front fenders hold these mud flaps in place, not the landing gear. So we're just going to take a look, and let's start here. let's just put a knife underneath there and see if we can twist. Now you don't want to put too much pressure twisting with these blades because they are brittle. I mean, they're strong, but they won't take a lot of torque. That would be better suited for your screwdriver, but when you're trying to be gentle and not bust anything, I like to go with tools that won't break stuff right away. Okay. And I don't want to bend any die cast in the process of taking it apart. Okay, so we're just going to get in here and, well, let's just get in here. Just not trying to torque too much, just working my screwdriver in there. Okay. It's giving a little bit. Doesn't look like I'm bending it. That's good. Ah, popped. There's one pin. Okay, that one's popped. Now we have this one here, it looks. Let's get underneath that. Okay, this is plastic here, and did break that pin. I'm going to see if I can get into the front way here. Okay, can't get under it, so now we're going to start on the side again. See if we can gently torque on that. Pry. Come on. There we go. Okay, what came apart there in that process was one of our clips that holds the mud flaps on broke, which is not the end of the world because that could be glued back on. And then, oh, that is die cast, son of a gun. This is die cast, it's not plastic. I thought it was plastic there the way it was working, but it is not. So your front fenders are also die cast. Very nice, very nice. So what happened was the pin that holds that die cast piece on just was not going to give. Okay, well, let's keep working. Let's see what else we can find. The way this is... Okay, so the way this looks, this silver piece right here is all die cast and it is pinned to the tank somehow. This piece appears, yeah, there's a seam. So this top part here is also attached some way. And I imagine these will be pinned much the same way that one was. That's my guess. I have a notion that's plastic. Let's just take that, see if we can pull that off easy. Again, I'm torquing, trying to be gentle here. I don't want to break anything if we can avoid it. Okay, now, shoot, almost got that pin out of there. See if we can finish pulling it out. Nope. Nope. That's the way that's going to be. Fair enough. Okay. Put that in there. The ladder here is pinned up here. Let's pull that ladder out so we can get that out. Again, I'm just trying to take off obvious, easy things first. Okay, we did save the ladder. Kind of marred it up a little bit, but not bad. Is that? Okay, this tube goes into there. Oh, and that came off nice. Okay. all of this plastic stuff here is just pinned on. So I know we can pull all that out. The thing I don't know, well, we'll just try one and see what happens. Okay, that's cool. That came out. Good. Okay, so these pipes down here are plastic and they're pinned into this valve at the bottom. And I just grabbed them with my bent needle nose and I'm gently prying up. And they are coming up very nicely. Very nicely. I'm digging this. This is good. Oh. Okay. And then, let me see, so that's free and that's free. And this toolbox here probably, it's just pinned on too. We just gotta take it off. We're gonna get underneath. Actually, I'm gonna come in from the back side. I get underneath my pipes and pry against the tank body. Okay. Did break a plastic pin here. I guess we both broke both plastic pins. I'm going to use a knife here and get underneath that toolbox. Whoop! There it went. Okay. Toolbox pins broke, but we can glue those back on when it goes back to reassemble. Oh, okay, well that helps. Alright. Ah, there we go. Alright. Pop this top off here. Pop this plastic piece off here. And now some screws are revealed. There's 1, 2, 3 screws. That was the magic. God, I was making a mistake there. We need a slightly different screwdriver here. There we go. Okay, and then that's got to be, okay. Alright. So there our landing gear is held on with a screw. So screw takes off the landing gear from the inside, not the outside. And then these 3 screws hold the entire unit together. And then that would come off without breaking it. This piece here should also pop off. Let's go ahead and do that first. There we go. And it's just glued on. This is all die cast here. And then there's our, it feels like aluminum maybe? Yeah, aluminum tube, perhaps. And then these should. Oh, okay. There's actually, looks like a pin that holds these on. Yeah. come on, let go. These are aluminum, so there's a bit of give there. Boy, that didn't want to come off at all. Come on, let go. There it is. Jeepers. And I wonder if that pin can just, yep. Okay, so on the next one, alright, there's a simpler way. I was making that too hard. Those pins are not permanent in the tank. So what you should be able to do, you should be able to just push them through, I wonder. Yeah, I bet you can push those through. And then you can just glue your end caps back on without that hassle. Yeah. There we go. So there I just pushed them out for the most part. Okay, now you're ready to strip and to paint. And that thing is almost... this thing is almost 100% tore down. The only thing I didn't take apart were the axles, this axle housing, which there's some plastic pins here in the bottom of this tandem axle housing that you just push that out if you wanted to paint it or something, or don't. This is all plastic. That's all tore down. I did not take out the screw for the landing gear. I'm just going to leave that on. And then you have an aluminum tube for your fuel tank. And that is that. Thank you, Joe, for the donor trailer. I will send you back a bag of parts. Thanks for watching.